Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica and this is Unite Inside. I love you, and in this video I'm going to talk about a very important pattern that people find themselves stuck in. Basically, from the title of this video, you know this video is about why do you fail? And yes, I am going to explain to you now that you are the one setting yourself up for failure. That's very true. Okay, so how do you do that? Basically, before I get into this, I want to say that there is a pattern that you engage in your mind, that you do because of the way you feel about yourself, okay? You do this pattern, and this is why you set yourself up for failure. You like create that failure. You're failing because you like don't let yourself win. You put yourself in the position to fail, okay? People that fail, how can someone have so many failures in their life? They're like always failing. They have like this like history of failures and just like never being able to do anything the right way, and just like always never being able to achieve things, having a problem accomplishing anything, having a problem even taking action to accomplish things. So basically, you feel like a complete loser. You feel like a complete failure. That's what I'm talking about. You don't know how to do a thing, you're lazy, or you feel like you're lazy. Because actually, I will talk about how lazy doesn't actually exist, but there is something that you're doing that is creating the laziness. I will talk about this in a different video, but in this video we will uncover this specific pattern that makes you keeps you from winning, keeps you from going where you want to go, keeps you from creating great things in your reality, great things in your life. Okay, so let's get going. Let's do it. This pattern is created by feelings of not good enough, feeling not good enough, feeling insecure about ourselves, about our performance, about our work, feeling insecure, feeling like we don't trust that we're good. We don't trust that in our abilities. We have like a deep insecurity. There is something there, like a deep self-doubt that says to us that we're never good enough. You never feel good enough. You never feel like what you do is enough. You never feel like what you're gonna do is going to, there's like that deep fear, okay, that other people will never consider you good enough. It could also have a lot to do with other people. It could be that you are afraid that other people are gonna judge you and your work, and so you try hard to be perfect. So in this video we will also talk about perfectionism, actually, because all of this leads to perfectionism. All of this leads to us doing more than we should do, thinking that we need to be perfect, thinking that we need to be some kind of perfect for us to finally be good enough, okay? For us to finally feel good enough about ourselves. It's actually a self-criticism that we are criticizing our own work. We're criticizing our own self. We're never satisfied with our own work. I'm only talking about us, because if we were, we wouldn't need to engage in in this pattern, okay? We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be fine with our work. We're gonna be proud of it. We're gonna trust our work. But we don't, because we think that we need to be perfect. We think we're not good enough, okay? And so this is what this video is about. Also, and this is what sets you up for failure, actually. You're somebody that focuses on mistakes because you're terrified of mistakes. You're so scared of failing. You're so scared of making a mistake that you don't even try sometimes. You literally don't even try. You don't even try to take action. You don't even try to go anywhere, to take yourself far, okay? Because you're so terrified. You're like, I'm gonna fail. You're expecting that you're not gonna be good enough, or that you're gonna make a mistake that's so unforgettable and unforgivable that your world is gonna crumble. You're not okay and you're not comfortable with your mistakes, okay? I'm telling you right now the things that create this pattern, okay? You are just, you're just very, very insecure, actually. This deep, deep insecurity that never lets you believe in yourself. You have a lack of self-belief, a lack of self-faith, okay? You don't think you can go far, and you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in your ability to know what to do, to take the right actions, to go the right place. You're afraid to make the wrong decision or to turn the wrong path and to just like commit to something different. It's just weird. Like, this is how you feel, and this is all caused by not feeling good enough. This is all caused by the insecurities that I was talking about, okay? So basically, this pattern causes you to never allow yourself to win by giving yourself, having these like high expectations of yourself, having high unrealistic standards or expectations for yourself, and thinking that you need to do these big things so that you can get to a certain place. You think that if you want to do like if you want to like win in something, that you need to do all these things, that you need to create all these, that you need to like go through a lot of steps, and those steps are unnecessary. You just added them. You added those steps because you don't trust that the right steps that you think are right, the steps that you see yourself doing, you don't believe in them, okay? You don't believe that normal steps, that you can just take normal steps and get where you want to be. You create these big steps for yourself that's put you in a stuck situation. Let me explain to you what I mean with this. You might not understand. So I'm gonna talk about my own experience when I used to suffer from perfectionism and just not feeling good enough and stuff. I used to tell myself that, like, for example, if I want to accomplish something, that I need to do these big things. For example, like if I want to like accomplish, like let's say that if I want to like be a businesswoman, that I have to read 100 books every day, for example. Like, that's what I think I have to do. I think I have to do that because I don't trust that I can just go slow. I can just find the right information, like, you know, one time, you know, like one day at a time. I can just like find the right information. I can just focus on it, that the right information is gonna come to me, that I can just like start slow, that I can just, I don't want to do that because I'm scared that that it's not gonna be enough. I'm scared that that's not enough, you know, to get me where I want to go. So this is what I mean. I used to always do more, always add extra work to myself so that I can be good enough. Like, for example, when I used to be in school, I used to always like study more or like extra than other people, or like add more unnecessary things that I have to study that other people don't have to study. I do that because I think that deep down, like, I feel almost like if I don't, that like I'm not good enough the way I am, that like the study that I did isn't gonna be good enough, and I'm not like comfortable enough in this information. I need more, or like I'm not sure enough that this is enough for me to succeed. So I'm trying to do all this stuff, all these things. I'm overwhelming myself. I'm studying like 10 times harder than other people, just so that I can feel like I'm good enough, just so that I can like think, oh, now I'm good enough. Okay? And I never feel good enough though. Like, I never felt like I was. Even if I was doing all these things, I never felt like I was. So even in the exam, I would literally like write more stuff than other people. Even if it's just like crazy, not really needed things that I would just add just because I've never felt good enough, okay? Also, another situation is, even in my old relationships, I would always be extra with my love. Like, I would be I would like always add stuff. Like I always need like more. I always need to like give people more. I would like give them more stuff, more love, more affection, more reassurance, more gratitude, whatever it is that I give them. I just like need to give them more and more and more and more, because I never feel like I'm good enough. I'm always doubting myself. I'm always thinking, do they feel my love? Do they think that I love them? I'm always thinking like, am I doing something wrong? Am I showing up the right way? Am I good enough? I always like add more and more and more. This is what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the pattern of never being satisfied, of always like giving yourself extra work and this hard work just so that you can feel good enough, okay? Also, there's another thing is that like you can give yourself just like literally unnecessary steps, okay? Like this used to always happen to me, okay? Like I always was like I finally broke out of that pattern though, but like I'm saying before, I used to always think like I used to not have any self-trust to the point that like even the smallest things I would think I would always think of complicated scenarios of how to make it happen. Like let's say that I want to go to a city that I haven't been to before. I would think, oh, I need someone to take me there in this complicated way, and I don't know how to get that person, and I don't know who's gonna do it for me, and where I can just do it for myself. But I'm scared. I don't want to like do it myself, right? And even if I thought about doing it myself, I would also complicate it. I would think, oh, what if I don't find the taxi? How am I gonna do this? And how am I gonna like make someone? What if I lose? What if like I get lost? Like what if I get lost in the way? Some like really crazy thoughts, okay? Some like really funny, crazy thoughts come up of like complicating things and making me take unnecessary steps, okay? Very unnecessary steps. Steps that I don't even need to, where somebody that trusts themselves can literally just show up to the place they want to go. They can just literally figure it out as they go. They don't have to think about it and think about it and think about it and prepare. And like I needed to always prepare for everything, even the smallest things, because of my low like self-trust. I had little to no self-trust. So like I had to rebuild my self-trust. I have to trust myself and that I can take care of myself. I can go somewhere and I can know where to go, okay? I have an intuition. You have an intuition. People can come to you and they can help you. The universe is with you. But like when we complicate things, when we think things needs to be a certain way, I literally used to think like I need to it's almost like I needed to just like think of everything in the most complicated way ever. Like for example, there was one time when I was trying to learn a certain language, and like I was like thinking for me to learn it that I need to be in this high quality school that teaches it so that I can be good at it. Can you believe that? That sounds crazy to me now, because like no, we can learn a language at home. I have done that before. We can do that at home. We can learn anything and we can perfect it in our own way. We do not need those unnecessary big things, okay? And I was watching someone's videos before that talked about this pattern, and they, they mentioned that, this person mentioned that they used to think that for them to succeed, that they literally need to meet this really famous person and so that they can win. There's like all these really complicated thoughts of how things should be for you to win and for you to be successful. Like for example, yes, a lot of people think that for them to be rich, that they need other people. They need someone to like make them rich, or they just have the most complicated ways of thinking of things. And all of this is because they don't trust themselves. They don't think they're good enough. They don't think their abilities are enough. Yes, you can be successful because of your own abilities. You can be like a famous person, okay? Like a singer, for example, that you can be self-made. There are a lot of self-made people in this world that definitely didn't need other people to be successful, okay? But we think that because we're actually, this is what sets us up for failure, because if that's what you believe, if you believe that, you're not gonna allow yourself to work on yourself to actually get where you need to get, okay? Because you're gonna keep stopping yourself. And you know what happens when you give and you overwhelm yourself, you give yourself all this work, you're literally telling you, it's almost like you don't want yourself to succeed, because when you do that, it's impossible for you to do those tasks. It's impossible for you to meet those expectations, okay? If I tell myself, for me to be a successful businesswoman, I need to read 100 books every day, that's basically impossible. But if I tell myself, yeah, this is what I need to do, then to succeed, because I'm afraid and I don't think I will succeed and I want it to be perfect, and so I'm like making myself do all of these things, and when I fail in making myself do it, when I fail in actually meeting those unrealistic, impossible expectations, what happens to me after that? I end up beating myself up. This is what you do, okay? You end up beating yourself up. You end up telling yourself that you're not good enough, that you're, like, yeah, this is why you're a failure. Oh, this is why I'm a failure. What the fuck? This is why you made yourself a failure. This is not why you're a failure. This is why you made yourself a failure. When you're the very person that gave yourself all these unrealistic things to do. Where if you just decided to read a book at a time, for example, literally make it as small and as simple as possible. If you had done that, you can do it then. You can read you can literally just read 2 pages a day, and that will be progress. That will make progress. If you read 2 pages a day, okay, for like a whole month, that's a good thing. Isn't that a good thing? Isn't that gonna give you progress? That will give you progress. And so that's why you never are able to make any sort of progress. It's because you don't allow yourself to do that. You have to do big things, you overwhelm yourself, you think about it too much. If I'm thinking about million books that I'm gonna read before I read them, which is impossible actually, of course, this is what's gonna end up happening. You're gonna start procrastinating. And that's what creates procrastination, is because we have all these overwhelming thoughts about what we should be doing. I need it to be perfect. I need to do this specific thing, and it's big and it's hard. I don't know how to do it. No, you don't need to do that. You never needed to. I promise you that everything can happen step by step. You need to take baby steps, okay? If you want to go somewhere, you can't just tell yourself that you're gonna jump from here and go there. That's actually impossible. You can't do that, okay? This is setting you up for failure. What you need to do instead is to really be a little bit more patient with your process of learning, okay? Basically, just allow yourself to take steps that are in front of you, the easiest steps ever. If you can just find a YouTube video that helps with whatever you're trying to do, and if you can just watch it, and if that benefited you, if that gave you information, that's a step towards what you want to do. You have to count that. But because you're trying to avoid failure, you're trying to avoid mistakes, all these things you're trying to do, overwhelming yourself with them, you're overly focused on yourself, trying not to be, trying not to fail and trying not to be a failure. We don't do things because we're trying not to be a failure. If that's your approach, you're gonna be a failure because you're setting yourself up for it actually. Okay, you're setting yourself up for it, and that's why you're not winning. That's why you're not really making any progress. You need to make progress for you to win. And if you want to make progress, you need to allow yourself to make progress then. Let yourself take baby steps, okay? Go slow. Don't be hard on yourself, okay? When you do that, that's what overwhelms you. You have a certain overwhelming feeling that stops you from taking action because of the way you feel about yourself and about everything that you're trying to do, okay? So let me give you some steps that can help you to break this pattern, to break the pattern of being a perfectionist, of feeling not good enough, of all of this, okay? Let's do it, okay? So the first step is going to be that you have to heal your wounds. So I have talked about what's really going on. You feel not good enough. You don't trust yourself. You don't believe in yourself. You don't have any faith. You don't think that you can win. You don't think highly of yourself. You don't think that you can do stuff. You think that you can't do stuff, okay? You can't do it. You can't win, okay? This is your beliefs that you have to change, that you have to create more trust, motivate yourself, make yourself feel good about yourself, about your work. Tell yourself that you're good enough, okay? This is what you need to do. I'm gonna make a video about not feeling good enough and how to stop feeling not good enough, okay? But that's for another video. Here I'm just telling you what you need to learn and what you need to let go of, okay? So you do need to let go of this because it's very important to understand the root of your issue, which is not feeling good enough. Also, a deep self-criticism. If you criticize yourself every single time you do something, that's gonna affect you. That's gonna not motivate you. We as humans need to feel like we are being like cheered for. We need to feel motivated for us to take action, and feeling criticized is just not motivating, and that's why you can't take action. That's why it's hard for you to follow by any action. It's because you're actually not motivating yourself. You're not feeling motivated from the inside because you keep on telling yourself that you're a failure. So what you need to do here is to try to find a way to motivate yourself by like telling yourself that you are making progress, that you are good enough, that you're doing good, okay? You need to get into this pattern instead of focusing on your failures. This is what's really going on with you. You're overly focused on your mistakes, which always makes you feel not motivated, which makes you feel like, why should I even keep going if I keep making mistakes? But honestly, you're focused on them, okay? If you're focused on something, you get more of. That's the law of attraction, okay? You make more of the things that you focus on. You see it more, you notice it more, and it just creates this really unmotivating state, okay? How can you be motivated if what really motivates human beings is knowing that they're doing good, knowing that they're making progress, knowing that they're doing great. Otherwise, you're gonna feel like you're sinking into this grief of like, I am a failure, I'm never doing anything right. Of course, that's how you feel about yourself. You're stuck in that state because that's the state that you always set yourself up for by always focusing on your failures, on your mistakes. So what I need you to do is to change this pattern. Please focus on your progress. Focus on the things that you did great, that you, the things that you're winning in, right? Even if they are small wins, focus on the small wins. For example, let's say that you learned a little bit of something today about business or about whatever you're trying to do. Focus on that. Count that as a win, okay? Count that as progress. Focus on the progress that you're making. The more you focus on progress, and then you celebrate that progress. You tell yourself, you know what? I'm happy about it. Let yourself be happy about the things that you're doing right, okay? If you just got up and you made yourself do something and you made a little bit of progress while you're doing it, celebrate. Literally, I'm telling you, you know why I need you to celebrate? I'm telling you, literally celebrate. You know why? Because that's gonna make you focus more on encouraging yourself and motivating yourself and telling yourself that you are doing great, which will give you more energy to trust yourself and have more faith and believe in yourself, which will switch the pattern for you, which will make you wanna do more things, which will make you wanna get more things done, and it will be easier for you. You'll trust yourself more, okay? You'll make better, you take action in the most motivated way ever when you don't motivate yourself, when you don't motivate yourself using failure, okay? Like sometimes a lot of people try to motivate themselves using failure, but that's actually not good. That doesn't work. So by motivating yourself using your progress and good things and celebrating and telling yourself you're doing great, that's gonna make you feel good. What you need to do is to feel good about your work, feel good about your progress and about your process and whatever you're doing. It needs to be good. It needs to feel good for you. It needs to feel rewarding for you. That's why it's not working. It's because it doesn't feel rewarding. It feels hard. It feels like you keep making mistakes, and the more you focus on them, the more you block your ability to actually do things the right way. You block your ability to do that. You get into a different kind of vibration, which attracts you actually setting yourself up for failure, which is not good. And then you wonder, why am I such a failure? This is why, okay? I'm telling you in this video. Stop doing that. Focus on good things. Focus on things that bring up good feelings within you. You need to be feeling good while you're doing something. It needs to feel good to you. So another step that can help you through this pattern, that can really help you through it, is you have to stop overwhelming yourself with so many steps. You have to take baby steps. You need to take baby steps. Stop telling yourself that you have to read a million books, okay? This is not okay. Stop doing that to yourself. What you need to do to yourself is literally focus on one thing that you can do in this moment. Tell yourself, I'm gonna watch a video today, or this is how you start. I'm gonna do one thing and count it as a win and celebrate it, and you'll see what's gonna happen. You're gonna be more motivated next time to do more and more and more. That's a good pattern for you. We were trying to create a beautiful, good pattern that feels good to you. And that's what's gonna break that bad pattern. So try to do the easiest steps ever. Do not give yourself hard tasks from the start. Start with the easiest things to do so that you can stop procrastinating. You have to start with the easiest things to do. Do something because it's easy, and literally just like try to think about what is the easiest thing I can do that can help me and can give me progress, and do it. Start with it. Start with what feels good to you and what feels passionate and what feels easy, okay? You don't have to be perfect. Stop trying to be perfect. Like, put that aside and literally just do stuff regardless of whether you're perfect or not. Start with the smallest steps, okay? Another tip I'm gonna give you is to do things poorly. I know that this sounds really crazy, but yes, just do it the worst way ever. Let yourself make mistakes, and as long as you do it, just do it. As long as you do it, which is the most important thing, is that you do it, just do it poorly. You don't have to do it perfectly, okay? If you can't get out of bed and go to the gym, just make yourself get up in the most messy way ever, and you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be that motivated. You can go to the gym even if your eyes are still closed and you're just like still trying to wake up and stuff. You can do stuff regardless, but the thing is, the reason why we don't do them is because we think we need to do them in the most perfect way ever. No, you don't. If you want to do something, but you're like, I don't want to do it, I don't feel like doing it, just tell yourself, just do it in the worst way ever. Literally, just like get up, and you don't even have to finish it. Just like start it, just like do it, okay? We need to stop fearing action. That's the thing. You really put yourself in this stuck pattern. You stop yourself from taking action because you're overwhelmed, because of all the thoughts and the stuff going on in your mind of how hard it's gonna be, of like how complicated it is, of how many things you need to do. That's actually what's overwhelming it. And so if you just tell yourself that you can do one thing at a time, it doesn't need to be that complicated, that's gonna really help you. It's gonna really shift the pattern into a good pattern. You need to feel good about yourself. You need to feel good about your work, okay? And you can't do it if you're focused on everything being perfect, okay? How can you enjoy anything if that's the focus? If the focus is to be perfect, then you can't really enjoy it. So pleasure, enjoying, that's also a good step that you can take, to just focus on enjoying whatever you're doing. This is a beautiful thing that you're doing, okay? Enjoy it, take the right steps in the right way, and really stop making it about other people. Stop making it about other people's validation or your own validation to yourself. Just make it about pleasure. Just make it about passion. And that's the best step, is to make it about passion, which will stop you from even caring about like the perfection part of it, okay? If you're going to a certain like trip, you don't always think, oh, I need it to be perfect, blah blah blah. You're just focused on how beautiful it will feel like to be on that trip, right? You're not thinking how you need to make every single thing perfect about it, right? Unless if you're a perfectionist, which that can happen. Okay, so yeah, I hope that these steps help you. Also, you have to trust your intuition. Know that you have guidance. Know that you don't have to just think about the most like hard things to do. You can always go within and you can always feel like the steps that the universe wants you to take, because the universe is always sending you messages through feelings of inspiration. And so that feeling of inspiration, you don't act on it because you're scared, but honestly that's actually what you need to trust, because it's coming from the universe. Trust that it's the right thing for you. Trust that you can make it, that you'll do it, that you're going to be that you're gonna succeed, that you're gonna make progress. Okay, it's very, very easy to be in this beautiful pattern of like focusing on your small wins, focusing on your progress instead of perfection, instead of being perfect. Okay, so this video came into an end. I will make a video about healing the wound of not feeling good enough. Stay tuned for that. I love you so much, and if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, give it a thumbs up, and share it with people that want to stop failing. I love you so much, and you are a winner. I want to see you in the next video. I love you. Bye bye.